I'm Leroy Curry, one of the associate pastors here at Nazaree. And you'll hear my age being referred to as I relate to an incident that happened to me as a kid. I was somewhere around between 14 and 15. We had the experience of hearing about Rosa Parks and what had happened with her and the bus situation. Rosa refused to sit beyond the back door of the bus, the local bus, and we know that Dr. Martin Luther King and others were sitting in various restaurants and places that were not integrated and causing quite a ruckus. But we as kids, I was with a group of maybe 4 or 5 guys and around my age. And we decided to do our own sit-ins, and we sat in at Kresge's in 1959, 1960. I was 15, and we sat at the counter in one of the restaurants. It was either Kresge's or Woolworth. And as we sat there, the white waitress walked right by us, never stopped, never said, "Can I help you?" or anything. And we understood that, and we didn't intend any violence or anything. We had heard about Dr. Martin Luther King nonviolent demonstrations. And after about an hour, we sat, and in sitting there, we decided, well, let's get up and go. And a lot of the people, especially blacks, they were concerned that we would be beat maybe by the police, but they never even called the police. And we just decided to get up since they were totally ignoring us. And we decided to get up and leave. But another incident happened within a few days of that same thing in Mobile. This is downtown Mobile, Alabama. We had been downtown, and 3 or 4 of us again. It could have been Mardi Gras season, and we decided to catch a bus and go back to our areas of living. And we got on the bus, and when we got on, our intention was not to go beyond the back door where blacks sat. I sat down up front where the seat would hold 3 passengers maybe, facing each other. And I sat down on one of those seats. A white woman was two persons beyond me. And it's like I put a thumbtack under her or something. She jumped up, and the bus driver pulled to the curb, and he turned around and said, "You can't sit there." And I said, "Why?" And he couldn't really answer. He said, "Well, your seat is beyond the back door." And I told him, "No, I put my dime in there in the coin box, and I'm going to sit right here." So he ran across the street to a phone booth and called the police. In a few minutes, the police showed up. And the one cop, white cop, said to the driver, "Did he pay his fare?" And the driver said, "Yeah, he put a dime in there. All of them did. And we were all sitting up front." And the policeman said, "Well, if he paid his money, there's nothing we can do." He said, I would suggest to you, if you don't want him on your bus, you give him his money and they have to get off." And so he did. He gave us the money, and naturally we had to get off. Sometimes we as kids did things that certainly our parents didn't approve of. I'm sure my folks would have had a real problem with me if they had known I was demonstrating downtown and getting on the bus, creating a ruckus. But what was worse was that, now I wasn't an angel of a kid. I attended Bible studies and Sunday school, forced to do that, but by the parents. But when on the bus, I had a pocket knife when I got on. And when the police were called, I had to slip that knife into my seat, so I wouldn't be, figuring I would be arrested. But I didn't need to have a knife on me.
Oh, no.
But we weren't looking for trouble, but we were prepared in our hearts to do whatever we needed to do to both defend ourselves and our rights. And so I didn't realize that situation with the sit-in was a part of the global situation in the United States with Dr. Martin Luther King and others. When we went to Montgomery as a senior group on an excursion, October 5th of 2023, my second visit to the Legacy Museum in Montgomery, and I saw on the wall a statement that was made about sit-ins. Apparently someone has counted the number of possible sit-ins across America. More than 70,000. And it hit me like a fist in the chest when I read that more than 70,000 had sit in various places across the U.S. taking part in this global sit-in. And I realized that I was one of those. It impacted me worse than any that I've ever had concerning our race discrimination. So we're glad to be able to share those kind of moments with you today. And we pray that God will bless you as you hear the real life stories that we've shared.